The following contest is a submission match. On the way to the ring, from Boise, Idaho, Torrie Wilson. And the opponent, from Los Angeles, California, Jillian Hall.
So, JR, are you enjoying the match so far?
Yes, I am. I think these superstars are putting on one hell of an exhibition here tonight.
What's your favorite part of it so far?
I don't think it's happened yet. My favorite part of the match will be when you quit yapping and let me enjoy it.
Now, JR, keep your words soft.
And there's the submission. There might not be any way out of it.
There better be, but we're going to see a tap out right here.
What a reversal. And it's been reversed.
Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's going to go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way.
You know, JR, it's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclusions.
Well, judging from the shape I'm in, I don't appear to be doing too much of either, King. You're looking pretty good, though, I must say. It's always a treat to see Jillian Hall perform. Here's a diva who doesn't know the meaning of the word quit.
Yeah, or the meaning of the words, call me back.
Looking to put her opponent away in short order.
Motion just about JR.
Oh boy, this is not going to be an easy hole to escape from.
It sure isn't, JR. I've been on the wrong end of that one many times. Look at this, JR. Can you imagine Smackdown putting on a... I think she's got an opportunity to put her opponent away here.
I think you're right. Elbow, just like that.
I've got to say, I'm impressed with Jillian's stamina, JR. She's got to be completely exhausted by now.
What are you talking about, King? She doesn't look there.
She's looking to put her opponent away.
There. This is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow. Can you... Uh-oh. Talk about a hole you don't want to find yourself in.
No kidding. This will rearrange your anatomy. This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I love to hear it. Oh, man. I've been in this hole before, JR. This brings back some bad memories.
I can understand why, King. I can't even imagine the pain being inflicted here.
Wow. There's a hole you don't want to find yourself in, JR.
You sure don't, King. We've seen many a superstar tap out to this. I have a feeling this is going to make her pain.
You're right about that, JR. What a face buster. Oh, no. This is terrible. You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum.
Well, all I can say is someone's been eating their vitamins and saying their prayers.
you who you want to win this matchup, JR, but it's been pretty obvious. Show who you're pulling for.
I'm trying to... I've never seen a good competitive matchup to see a particular superstar win or lose this thing.
Oh, come on. Everyone knows you play favorites. You're always trying to kiss up to the fans by talking up whoever they're cheering for.
I've never been a kiss-up in my life, King, which is more than I can say for some people. I follow them like I see them, and I'm flattered that the WWE fans agree with me as often as they do.
I don't know how much more of this I can stand to listen to, JR. You know what the difference between you and I-95 is? You can turn off I-95. Listen to the crowd, JR. I think they've got something to say to these super... There's the...
King, I think it's her signature cartwheel elbow.
I'm dizzy just watching it. After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are trained professionals.
And even they don't walk away from every match in the best shape.
They sure don't. We've seen more than one superstar taken out here on a stretcher.
I've been looking forward to this match all night, JR. I can't believe it's finally underway.
This has been a hotly anticipated contest. And as far as I'm concerned, it's living up to the hype.
No question about that, JR. The fans certainly seem to be into it, that's for sure.
And when it comes down to it, that's all that matters. Excellent counter. What ring presence.
You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... No. Go ahead and say it.
Look at this. Look at this. You talk about a...
Would you look at this?
It's her signature cartwheel. It's more flip-flop than a politician on the campaign trail. The submission has been expertly applied, and now it's just a matter of time.
That's right, JR. You've either got to break the hold or get broken by it. I've got to say, JR, I'm really impressed by what we've seen here tonight.
How could you not be, King?
Oh my gosh, can you imagine getting beaten with your own finisher, JR?
I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these superstars compete.
I know what you mean, JR.
What a submission hold! Could this be a tap out?
It isn't. The hold can't be broken. You can't take this kind of pain for long. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other.
I love that attitude, JR.
Well, these superstars still aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all.
See, JR, I don't care how tough you are, JR. No one can take this kind of pain for long.
You're absolutely right, King. We've seen many superstars tap out to this very hold. The adrenaline is pumping. I think
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something quick.
the WWE Divas are some of the most beautiful and athletic women in the world. And Jillian Hall is certainly no exception.
Beautiful and athletic. That's everything I look for in a woman, JR.
You know, maybe you should add blind and deaf to that list too, King. It might be pretty good odds.
It looks like they've slowed the match down a little, and I think that's some good strategy.
I'm sure they're well. The old expression, fools rush in.
Is that why you always seem to be in such a hurry, JR?
I think I've eaten a little too much good Oklahoma barbecue in my day, King. To hurry anyway. These superstars are wrestling hell.
We've already got JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce. A submission is locked in. This could be huge.
Oh my gosh, JR. You can't go on without tapping out to this. JR's not going to be happy about this one, folks. I think one of his favorites is going to get beat like the proverbial government mule.
I'm not playing favorites, King. I might have issues with certain superstars as human beings, but I respect their in-ring ability. Oh, boy! Of all the things that can happen to you in a ring, that's got to be one of the most painful.
No kidding, JR. That's some very delicate equipment down there. Jillian Hall would make such a great addition to Raw, JR. I think I'll wine her and dine her and try to get her to jump from SmackDown.
King, if you really wanted to join us on Monday nights, I think the best thing you can do is not remind her.
I think I know who's going to win this one, JR.
Oh, really? Enlighten us, King.
Wait a second. Why are you so eager to hear my prediction?
Because I want to know who's going to win. And 9 times out of 10, it's not the superstar you pick.
You know, JR, when I saw this match on paper, I wasn't too sure about it. But it's turned out a lot better than I thought it would.
I'm not at all surprised, King. I knew this was going to be a terrific matchup.
Oh, come on, JR. You're just talking through your hat. Speaking of hats, when are you going to get rid of that silly thing anyway?
Right about the time you stop wearing that crown on yourself.
That submission is locked in, JR, and this is a tough hold to break.
It sure is, King. And even if you break the hold, it takes its toll on you.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see this, but I'd have to get the hand out of my rear end first.
And Lord knows it's been up there for so long that would be no easy feat.
Oh, boy. These fans have got something on their minds, JR.
Well, they paid for their tickets, King, and they've got a right to say whatever they want. There's no question that Jillian Hall is more than just another pretty face. I don't believe it. We might see a superstar get beat for their own finishing move here.
Yes, that was an incredible move. Great strategy.
Strategy, my Oklahoma ass. That's cheap, plain and simple.
I don't think these superstars have any intention of taking it easy on each other tonight.
That's not what they signed up for, King. And quite frankly, I think these fans would be disappointed if they didn't go all out.
Well, that's easy for the fans to say. They've never set foot inside that ring.
No, but they spend their hard-earned dollars to watch what goes on inside it. And without them, we'd all be out of the job.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR, and you won't find more incredible athletes than the WWE superstars.
You're not wrong, King. They compete every week until they are physically incapable of continuing. There's no off-season in the WWE.
We're not talking about running a ball down the field or slapping a puck into a net. This is serious physical competition.
It sure is. The toughest athletes in the world on the WWE roster.
Wow! Listen to these fans, JR!
You can fool someone. Would you look at that? A blatantly illegal maneuver. That should be a disqualification.
You might be right, JR, but I don't hear the ring bell. This match is still going. These superstars sure aren't going easy on each other here tonight.
What'd you expect, King? This isn't ballet, you know.
Oh, really, JR? Gosh, tell me more about your in-ring experience.
Well, I've got a 10,000 experience. How about you?
These superstars are putting on a great match so far, JR. But if they drop the ball, these fans will let them hear about it.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. These competitors know that their paychecks come straight from the WWE fans. they're not going to let them down.
Yeah, but if they don't keep the fans happy...
If wishes were fishes, the world would be an ocean. But that's not the case now, is it? If one of these superstars starts to build momentum, it could be the beginning of the end of this match.
That's right, JR. You don't see a lot of matches won with 1 or 2 big moves.
You sure don't. You've got to lay the groundwork first.
Wow! Stealing your opponent's finishing move definitely sends a message. You think this is going to be a back-and-forth kind of match? Or do you think this is going to be pretty one-sided, JR?
I couldn't tell you, King. These superstars are so unpredictable that you can never tell how a match is going to go.
That was a long way to go for a simple, I don't know, JR. Man, is there even going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done?
Not if they have their way, King. Everything they came in here with tonight is going to be left in that ring, mark my words.
I hope these fans appreciate it, JR. These superstars are putting it all on the line for them right here tonight. These superstars are beating the heck out of each other, and this crowd can't get enough of it.
It's what they paid to see, King, and they're getting their money's worth tonight.
They sure are, JR. There's no question these superstars are earning their paychecks. I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR, but I guess it's their right.
You're damn right it is. It comes with the price of...
Let me tell you, JR, you won't see action like this anywhere except on Raw.
That's for sure, King. There's not another brand of sports entertainment out there that can compare with Raw.
Now, if only we could get that through Michael Cole and Taz's heads, then they'd stop running their mouths on Smackdown. So how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, I have no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
But you've got to have a guess, right?
I might, but I'd rather keep it to myself. It's all the same to you, King.
Boy, it's obvious these superstars have done their homework on each other.
They sure have, and this is one hell of an exam.
Let's hope it's not their final exam, JR. I'd love to see them go at it again.
Well, if I think the fans have their way, you'll get your wish, King.
Can you believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the deep.
Come on, JR. You know I'm helpless when it comes to puppies.
Oh, I know, King. And that's why I'm bringing the picture of ice water out here with me next time. I'll be honest with you, King. This is not the way I thought this match would go at all.
Me neither, JR. I guess that just goes to show that anything can happen in the WWE.
I think it's nailed right on the head, King. And it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting. Are you seeing what I'm seeing, King? Looks like turnabout is fair play.
I think I know who's going to win this match, but I don't want to say. I'm afraid I'll jinx it.
Come on, King. Don't tell me you're superstitious.
Of course not, JR. I'm not superstitious because I know that's unlucky. This match has the potential to be an instant, and I think these fans are too stupid to realize it.
How can you say that? Insulting intelligence of these WWE fans.
Well, I heard that we gave them an IQ test, and the results came back negative.
Folks, I've got to apologize for the King here tonight. What an incredible performance by these phenomenal superstars.
Did you expect anything less, JR? I mean, look who's in the ring right now.
No, I didn't, King. I had high expectations, and I'm happy to say that this match has exceeded them all. I tell you, King, I've got no earthly idea how these superstars can maintain this intensity week after week after week.
It's not easy, JR. There's no off season. It's not like you've got 6 months to recover after this.
That's for damn sure. And that's why I don't think in anyone's mind the superstars of the WWE are the greatest athletes in the world. You've got to ask yourself, how much punishment will superstars be able to withstand today?
I think they're pretty intense right now.
They certainly are. I don't know how it's going to end, but I can guarantee you they're going to leave it all in the ring.
I don't think that these superstars have even contemplated the fact that they might lose.
I'm sure they have. That's not the kind of attitude you come in with and expect to pick up the win.
You're right about that, JR. If you can't see yourself having your arm raised by the referee when it's over, don't bother showing up.
Sounds like this crowd's got something on their minds, King.
Who cares about them, JR? Look what's going on in the ring. This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But I just hope these superstars can settle their differences in the ring and leave it at that. So, King, any predictions about the outcome of this match?
Oh, no. Every time I make a guess as to who's going to win, I never hear the end of it from you.
Maybe that wouldn't happen if you got one right every now and then. I'll tell you what, King, the WWE Superstars are about the greatest athletes you'll find in any sport here.
What do you mean, just about, JR? Can you actually think of anywhere else that you can see athletes of this caliber?
I was just going for a little humility there, King. I'm not surprised it was lost on you. Boy, what a match.
What? Have you got both your contacts in one eye, JR? It's been obvious to me since the start of the match.
Oh, really? Well then, why don't you just enlighten the rest of us, King?
No way! I can already tell this is going to be a great match, and I don't want to ruin the ending for you.
You're too kind, King. You're also full of horse manure, as far as I can tell. You're putting a lot on the line when you climb that turnbuckle. I've got a feeling that this has all the makings of an instant classic.
That's probably just... JR.
Well, I get it.
I think these superstars are getting some feedback from the crowd, JR.
Nothing wrong with that, King. That's what we'd like to hear.
You got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else.
And marriage is a subject which you happen to be something of an authority. Isn't that right, King?
Come on now, JR. A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married, and then it's too late.
These superstars are in terrific shape, and that... No! How can the referee allow something like that?
Come on, JR. You know that the referee's health plan doesn't include vision. These superstars are so unpredictable, this match could go another 30 seconds or 30 minutes.
I hope it's the latter, King. It wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit if this match lasted the rest of the night. Boy, when you look at these superstars, it really drives home the fact that Raw is the dominant brand of sports entertainment.
Oh, there's no doubt about that, JR. There's not a superstar on the SmackDown roster who could hold a candle to Raw's finest.
I wouldn't go that far, King. There are quite a few SmackDown superstars who I'd love to have on Raw.
Oh, come on, JR. Why would you want to lower the tone of the Raw locker room by bringing in some losers from SmackDown?
King, next time we saw The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, and Chris Benoit in the morning, so get the hell out of here before you do it. I don't want to be any part of what that's going to get you.
These superstars are going to tear each other apart.
That's exactly what the fans paid to see, King, and they're not going to go home disappointed. It looks like they've decided to slow the match down a bit here.
And this could be a big mistake, JR. You don't ever want to give an opponent time to recover.
No, but you're not going to do yourself much good in the match if you let yourself get bone tired either. That's why Raw is the #1 brand in the sports entertainment.
Oh boy, this looks like an all or nothing move. Looks like things have quieted down here a bit, JR.
Won't last long.
That's for sure. I haven't seen a superstar yet who goes down without a fight. The intensity of these superstars is unbelievable.
No, it's not that, King. The fans are getting their money's worth here tonight.
I wonder if SmackDown...
Oh, man, I think we're about to see a high-risk move here.
If any superstar shows the slightest hint of weakness,
No matter how good you are, you can't ever let your opponent know the extent of your injury.
and that's easier said than done, JR. The human body can only absorb so much punishment.
I'm sure these competitors have studied each other.
This would be over by now, JR. You never get into the ring without doing your homework.
That would be a recipe for disaster for sure, King.
Oh boy, you might want to close your eyes, JR. This one could get ugly.
Right, it could. It could get bolt and shoe ugly. That's what it's all about.
I feel so lucky that I'm actually getting to see these superstars wrestle each other.
Me too, King. This one has the potential to become an instant classic. This match is going to continue until someone's completely debilitated. And considering the resiliency of these superstars,
That's for sure. This match is going down without a fight.
and I wouldn't expect any less from them, King. Like them or not, you've got to respect the tenacity of each and every WWE superstar.
I talked to these superstars backstage before the match, and I don't think I've ever seen competitors so ready to get it on.
And that's coming through loud and clear here tonight in this match. They're not taking it easy on each other either.
It's been said a million times, but I'll say it again. This isn't ballet. Ruthless aggression is the name of the game. I think these superstars have a legitimate beef with each other, JR.
So do I, King. I'm not so sure their issues with each other are going. These top rope moves are always difference makers, for better or worse. I think this crowd has decided to exercise the right of free speech.
God bless the First Amendment, JR. It's matches like this that make this the greatest job in the world, JR.
Absolutely, King. I wouldn't trade it for anything. This is a classic matchup, King. I'm so glad the WWE fans are getting the chance to see it.
Yeah, and I'm happy that I'm getting to see it too, JR. I just wish they'd pick up the pace a little.
Oh no, this is classic old school wrestling at its finest. You, of all people, should be able to appreciate that, King.
Wait a minute, JR. You're not trying to say that I'm old, are you?
Of course not, King. Although there was that rumor going around about your social status. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have been shed in that very ring.
And I think there's going to be a lot more shed here tonight.
No doubt about that, King. These superstars are going to leave it all in the ring. You can count on that. I think this crowd's giving these superstars a piece of their minds, King.
Are you sure they can afford it, JR? Do this job.
Don't let Mr. McMahon here to say that, King, or we might wind up having to do it for free.
That's true. I don't want to say that Mr. McMahon's cheap, JR, but I heard he won't even tip a canoe. Keep this up.
As long as they need to, King, and if they can't, they won't be having their arms raised after the match. That's for damn sure. You don't have to like it, but that pinfall left no question who won this match.
Here's your
For sure,
winner,
JR. If your shoulders are down for the 3 count, you lose, period.
But despite the outcome of the match, I don't think the score is settled between these superstars.